Every so often, a year comes along that just changes things. And 2024, wow. Science didn't just push the boundaries, it completely shattered them. We're talking about discoveries so wild, so impossible, they forced us to question what we thought was, well, reality. Okay, let's be real, we've all had an awkward phase, right? That weird haircut, the questionable fashion choices. Well, what if I told you the entire universe had one too? Seriously. And digging into that cosmic awkwardness, that's where we find one of the most bizarre and brilliant discoveries of the entire year. So you picture these beautiful, majestic spiral galaxies, right? Well, forget that. It turns out they didn't start out that way at all. The very first galaxies in the universe were, get this, long, chaotic, and kind of banana-shaped. Yeah, banana-shaped. This is a huge deal. It's a peek into the messy toddler years of the cosmos, and it's making astronomers rethink the entire story of how our universe even got started. And that discovery is the perfect way to kick off our first big theme, looking at how 2024 completely reimagined our universe, from these huge cosmic oddities all the way down to the recipe for life itself. You've probably heard of Darwin's idea of a warm little pond, right? It's this beautiful concept that's been around for more than 150 years. The idea that life just sparked into being in some cozy, chemical-rich puddle. It's an amazing theory. But proving it? Well, that's been the tricky part. Until now. Get this, researchers checking out these things called soda lakes up in Canada found the perfect storm of ingredients. See, for life to kick off, you need a ton of phosphates. But in a huge ocean, they're just too spread out, too diluted. Scientists even have a name for it, the phosphate problem. But these lakes, they solve it. They naturally concentrate those phosphates to the exact levels needed for the building blocks of life to just click together. We might have actually found Darwin's warm little pond. And speaking of the ingredients for life, let's talk about Mars. Because we found it! We actually found it. Using seismic data, basically listening for echoes underground, scientists confirmed there are massive reservoirs of liquid water buried just a few meters beneath the Martian surface. This is huge. It could finally explain where all those ancient rivers and lakes went. And of course, it brings up that one thrilling, incredible question: if there's water, could there be life? Okay, so we've gone from the cosmic scale right down to the origins of life. Now, let's zoom in even further, to the microscopic. We're going to explore the breakthroughs that are literally hacking the code of our own biology and completely rewriting what's possible for our medical future. Okay, I want you to remember this number. $5. That's it, $5. That's how much the reusable part of a revolutionary new cancer screening device costs. Now, here's another number. Less than 5 seconds. That's how long it takes to get a result. So put that together, we're talking about a handheld device that can screen for breast cancer using just a tiny drop of saliva for $5 in under 5 seconds. I mean, just think about what that means. This could completely change the game for early detection, especially in places that don't have access to expensive equipment. And the breakthroughs just keep coming. Let's talk about the fight against HIV, because we just witnessed a massive leap forward. You see, current treatments are amazing, but they only suppress the virus. They manage it. But now, with CRISPR technology, think of it like a pair of microscopic molecular scissors. It goes in and literally cuts the virus right out of the infected cells. This is a total paradigm shift. We're not just talking about managing HIV anymore, we're talking about the real possibility of curing it. All right, what about something we all think about? Aging. We tend to picture it as this slow, steady, gradual decline, right? Well, new research says that's just not how it works. Turns out, aging happens in these big, explosive bursts. For example, right around age 44, your body totally rewires how it deals with things like alcohol and fats. Then, bam, at age 60, another major wave hits, this time targeting your immune system and kidneys. If we can understand these key moments, these tipping points, we might just unlock brand new ways to step in and take more control of our health as we get older. This idea of uncovering hidden processes, things happening right under our noses that we never noticed, that leads us perfectly into our next section. We're going to look at how AI is starting to see the world in ways we can't, revealing patterns that have always been invisible to the human eye. Okay, you know that phrase, every fingerprint is unique? We've all heard it a million times. It's like a fundamental rule of forensics, something we just accept as true. Well, in 2024, an AI basically said, hold on a second. This AI analyzed 60,000 fingerprints and found something that human experts have missed for over a century. By focusing on the angle of the ridges right in the very center of the print, it found these hidden, consistent links between different fingers belonging to the same person. This could totally revolutionize how criminal investigations work, and it's all because an AI taught itself to see something we couldn't. But of course, this incredible new power comes with some pretty serious new risks. In a really eye-opening experiment, researchers trained an AI to consistently beat Google's reCAPTCHA system. You know, the little "I'm not a robot" checkbox? The one tool specifically designed to keep bots out? Yeah, AI can beat it now. It's a pretty stark reminder that as this technology gets smarter, our whole approach to online security has to evolve right along with it, and fast. So that brings us to our final theme for today. We're going to turn our focus back home, to Earth, and take a look at what science is telling us about the pulse of our planet. And what we're finding is a mix of some pretty urgent warnings and some incredibly clever solutions. And the warnings are loud and clear. Just look at the weather data, the place we all know as Tornado Alley in the US. It's shifting. It's moving eastward into the Mississippi Valley. But here's the really shocking part. The number of tornadoes happening in the winter has just skyrocketed. We're talking a 102% increase. That's more than double. It's a dramatic change to our weather patterns. And these shifts aren't just numbers on a chart. They have real and sometimes tragic consequences. I want to tell you about the Key Largo tree cactus. For years, rising sea levels have been pushing salt water further and further inland, poisoning the soil where it lives. And this year, it was officially declared locally extinct. It's the first time in the US that a species has been wiped out in its native area for one single reason: sea level rise. But even when we're facing these really stark realities, human ingenuity still finds a way to offer hope. So check this out. Researchers ran the numbers on a true doomsday scenario. Imagine a supervolcano erupts, blotting out the sun. What do we eat? The answer, it turns out, could be seaweed. It grows incredibly fast, it doesn't need much light, and scientists figured out we could scale up seaweed farming operations within a single year to feed a huge chunk of the world's population. It's a pretty incredible backup plan to have in our pocket. So, when you put it all together, what's the legacy of 2024? It's pretty clear, isn't it? This was the year we rewrote the fundamental rules of the cosmos. It was the year we hacked the very code of our own biology. We built technology that can literally see the invisible. And we took a hard, honest look at the pulse of our own changing planet. And all of that leaves us with one final huge question. If discovery is moving this fast, if the things we thought were impossible are becoming possible seemingly every single day, what's next? What's the next impossible thing that's about to be proven possible?